I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
I'm here to entertain you. Bronx Tales from a Bronx Male. We are back. I've never done my own intro before.
Nice.
So we had a great week, right? Because we put out a special podcast. We put out a second podcast. We're talking about the songs and stuff, and that podcast was the most successful so far.
That was the most successful podcast so
We had
far.
700 and something.
Yeah,
what was it?
749 as of now views. It's
I want to keep them 30, 35 minutes. I want to keep them.
Yeah, 30 to 40 minutes is a nice podcast.
You know, lately, when I go see a movie and it's more over 3 hours, it's
over 2.
Over 2 hours is even long. I think movies are getting longer. Like, even though the last movie that really got long for me, it's a great film, but Titanic got really long. I think if you have to pee midway through the movie, it's too long. Because, you know, you got to get up to the bed. If you're in the movie theater, you're drinking the big soda or the big water, and now the movie's right at the most important part of the movie, the whole climax, and you got to go to the bathroom.
That's me with the fucking half-hour fucking TV show.
Well, I can go 2 hours, but you know, after 2 hours, what was the last movie that was really? Oh,
Well, I'll tell you what, the Lord of the Rings is pretty long. I loved it. Yeah, I don't really know what was the last really long movie I saw. I'm trying to think.
Well, I watched a movie at home the other day called Gangs in New York that Scorsese
I love
did.
that. That's 2 discs. That's great.
Great movie,
Yeah,
but
with
it's a long movie. It's a long
Let
movie.
me tell you, that was her best role. What's her name? The one that looks like Moochie there. Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, she was.
That was her best role.
Yeah.
Leonardo in that role too.
Yeah,
That was a
and
great.
the Butcher.
That's like the only disc that I have. Like the only.
Really?
DVD. Oh, yeah. Oh, I threw them all out. Oh, threw all my When was the last time you watched a DVD? Think about it.
Well, I have Netflix.
I know you don't need it.
So
Netflix is the best.
I have
love
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix is amazing.
Yeah.
$8 a month, and you get the HD screen.
Yeah, when Netflix first came out, though, they had the worst movies on it.
They did. It was.
They had like B films, and now they got
everything.
The
Except
Godfather.
It's everything.
Jaws, my favorite
Netflix
movie.
is awesome.
They got everything now. So
Apple TV is another great thing.
they
I have
put
Apple TV.
they put video stores out of business. Remember video stores?
Dude, listen. 10 years ago, there was over 50,000 blockbusters. Now there's none. Well, that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say.
No
about
record stores, no, yeah.
You said it last week.
Yeah.
How can you have a record deal if there's no record stores?
I know.
It was so funny. You said that too.
So
you were
there's no such thing as a record deal.
Right, because there's no record stores. Now, there are things, there's deals now. They're doing like the 360 deals like your management has for you, where they have, you know.
Or you could buy like 1 of 4 DVDs at Starbucks.
You can still
That's
get,
it.
You can actually get the Dean James Silver CD at Starbucks.
Oh, really? Can you?
Yes. Because I went and put it there.
Oh. At this Starbucks, right on the corner.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah, I said that. Actually, I said the same thing. I opened. Did I say this last week? I opened for Lou Christie and the Shirelles.
How did that go? Because we talked about it.
Was it Friday? Saturday night.
You had 2 games,
Saturday
right?
night. No, Saturday night. It was the Angels. It was Shirley Alston and the former singer of the Shirelles. You can't say the Shirelles. Because I said the Shirelles and I got in trouble because she's not a
You mean on the podcast? They heard it?
No. I said I was going to go out. My idea was to go out because I was opening the show, so I was going to go out and it's so great. I was going to say it's so great to share the stage with 60s legends, rock and roll 60s legends like the Shirelles and Lou Christie and the Angels. And they said, and thank God I checked it with the MC if I can say that, because he said, no, you can't say Shirelles because she's not with the Shirelles anymore. What you can say is she's Shirley Alston, former singer of the rock and roll band called the Shirelles, which is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So I said, good thing you told me that, because I was just going to say the Shirelles.
So you shared the stage with a woman who is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Soldier Boy, my lonely soldier boy. They did that. Actually, the mics went out halfway through the show, right on her set. and
the worst.
all of a sudden, a million people rushed to like all the hands, the stage hands rushed the stage, and they put too much on one breaker, and it went out. Everything went out. And they rushed the stage, but they got it back on. But Shirley was so cool. She
kept her cool?
She kept her cool. She didn't even walk off the stage. She said, "Okay, how about you guys sing this back to me?" And they sang "Soldier Boy" back to her.
Wow,
the whole audience.
That's cool.
And then they got the mics back on, and she finished her set. Theater 3, is that still there?
It is still there. It's amazing. It's such a cool theater. You should think about doing that. It's a great theater. It's 420 seats.
I'll call Richard Radis right now.
It's gone.
I'll call my manager right now. He'll get me in
Give
there.
him a ring and dinger. Listen to this. Check this out.
400 seats is a lot.
420 seats. I sold it out. I went around. It took me time, but
yeah,
I'll sell it out.
That was when you were with Silver.
Yeah, yep. We'll do the Dean and Lewis 4-song EP. I'll sell that out. So we have so many great things going on. First off, let's talk about. Did you do your audition? The one that we practiced?
Yeah, I haven't
Still
heard
can't
anything.
talk about it?
No, I could talk about it. I don't think I got it.
You don't think you got it? How didn't you get it?
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear anything back. But I thought. But the best. Usually, if I don't feel like I nailed it, I feel bad about it. But I actually feel like I nailed this one. So if I don't get it, I don't feel bad about it.
Because you nailed it.
But I nailed it. So maybe they went another way. Maybe went with a fat kid, or
Gotcha.
an older guy, a younger guy, a black guy.
I'm the same way. If I feel like I didn't get a job because I fucked up,
then I feel bad.
but if I know I did the best I could possibly do,
I
don't feel bad.
That's how I feel.
That's awesome.
Now you got an audition coming up, right?
I do. It's for Off-Broadway of American Idiot.
American Idiot.
Green Day, the concept
Green Day.
album. Yeah.
Is Green Day...
They're in the Hall of Fame. Rock and Roll Hall
Already?
of Fame. Last year. They got inducted 2014.
Already?
Yeah, Dookie's 20 years old.
Dookie, who's Dookie?
That's their album, the first album. You know that... another turning point, a fork stuck in...
Yeah. No, I like him.
Yeah, that's
But
20 years
I
old.
think
That song's 20 years old.
That kid still looks like a young kid. What's his
He's
name?
Billy Joe.
Billy
No,
Joe,
he's
yeah.
not. He's older than me.
Really?
Yeah.
He looks like a kid.
Well, it's the heroin. Keeps
Keeps you young?
It
I don't
keeps you
believe
young.
that.
Yeah, I know. I don't either. But it sounds good. But what else? What else? Thursday you're playing Via Venitos.
Yeah.
I wanna come- I
Via
wanna
you always say
absolutely
the
come back.
name wrong.
I'm sorry.
Via Venitos? It's Via Veneto.
Via Veneto. so funny because I always do.
Via Veneto.
Cut that shit right.
And I
out.
think Lilo's coming out.
That would be nice.
I spoke to him a couple of times this week. So
Did you mention that you're doing a podcast, like just in talking? Oh, yeah, I'm doing a podcast.
No, but I'll mention it.
Mention it.
I'll mention it.
Like we got our sixth
I'll mention it at
episode
Via
coming
Venitos.
It's Via Veneto.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I'm gonna cut the other part out and make it sound like you fucked up. Get everything on. No, it's Via Veneto. Okay, now anyway. But where are you playing this week? Man, this manager you got, he's got you everywhere, bro.
Richard is doing a great job.
He is like a beast among managers.
Yeah. He's a booking monster. He told me he called 43 casinos yesterday. He's waiting to hear back from. Wow. Already got 3, but he's waiting there. 43 casinos. I didn't even know there were 43 casinos around here. But Indian, they're Indian reservations actually.
Right.
Because
Yeah, I
there's
talked
no
to him.
gambling.
He said he was slammed. I actually talked to him yesterday, and he was. He
He
like,
is. Well, he's
like, I'm slammed.
he's
And I'm
got
like,
another-
listen, I don't care if you're slammed. I'm fucking better than Lewis in every way possible. Get me a gig or you're done. Got it? Bye. And I hung up. We'll see
That
what
was good.
happens.
I'm sure that went over well.
I think it did.
I'm sure that conversation
I
went
think
over
it
well.
did. We'll see what happens.
He's
But anyway,
he's got another kid, Cody Arnold. I think this kid's 15 or 16, and he got him a deal at Def Jam.
really? Oh yeah, he was telling me about the
Cody
kid.
Arnold, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know Cody.
He's really high on you.
And he's got a guy, Tommy Scala, who does the great Sinatra.
I seen everything. I seen the page. I went on.
Yeah, Tommy
Reese
Scala's-
Mason.
yeah.
What is it?
What do you call that when you read it the other way?
Dyslexia.
Dyslexia.
I'm going to correct you on that one too. This will be the second
you're
one.
definitely
No,
dyslexic.
it's Reese Mason.
It's not.
It's Mason. It's Mason Reese.
You are
Lewis.
Dean Dyslexia.
I am Silver Dean.
Dyslexia Dean.
But you know what? My mind goes so fast. I say shit.
Goes too fast.
I actually say the opposite of what I mean.
So anyway, it's Mason Reese Management, and the guy's name is Richard Radis. But to you, it's Radis Richard.
Right. If somebody has passion making Scotch tape, it's like cool to me. It's like, wow, I fucking love making Scotch tape. But that's what I like about Richard Radis, dude. He has such a passion for Louis Venaria. Like, the way he talks about getting you shows and your abilities.
Yeah.
Like, he honestly believes in you, and that's what you need to make it, even if...
That's what I was talking to Lilo Brancato about today. He's passionate about going to the gym. He goes twice a day, not once a day, twice a day. I can't even get myself to go once a week. I hate it, but I go. But he is passionate about it. He loves it. He did an hour and a half on the treadmill. I was talking to him. For an hour and a half, he did an hour and a half on the treadmill. I can't even do a half hour.
He's got to listen to bronxtales podcast.
He loves it. He's passionate about it. So how do you get passionate about something you're not passionate about?
You don't. It doesn't happen.
It's impossible?
No, it's not impossible. You have to get... It has to be like...
I gotta get into going to the gym.
It's so hard to get passionate about something you're not passionate about. I mean, like a job. If I didn't love podcasts, I wouldn't spend, who the fuck is going to spend 10 hours,
I know,
mixing podcasts?
I don't know if they know what you do. You take this podcast. The reason why it's out on Wednesday at 7 a.m. is because you take this podcast home, and then you edit it, and you add little things, and you add the songs, and you do all that, and you work through the night.
I do.
And you take out the stuff that's all screwed, that when we don't know what we're talking about.
Right.
And then you put it out at 7 a.m. in the morning. And then go to sleep?
And then go to work. I work on Wednesdays.
So how do you do that?
I go to work on Wednesdays. I don't know. I hate sleeping. I'm passionate about not sleeping. I'll tell you that.
Look at that. That's Richard Radis.
Put him on. Get him live.
Let me get him live. Hold on.
Good. Speak.
Richard!
Hey, Louis, how was your podcast?
We're doing it. We're right. You called right in the middle of it. Where you're live on the podcast right now.
We were just talking about you.
We were just talking about you.
Oh man, I thought it was noon.
We went to lunch thanks to Caruso's Restaurant, 41 Broadway, Rocky Point, Long Island, New York. It's our sponsor actually. It's CarusoRestaurant.com, and they're open 11 to 9 p.m.
Great timing. Oh man, they got Berjoli?
They have everything. It's
you know what?
Beautiful.
You like Brazzolo? Do you know I played Marzullo's last week, right? And the kid Andrew, who owns Marzullo's, said, "I'm going to put a dish out for you guys. After you set up, you can eat." And Richard, I thought of you. He put out a piece of chicken stuffed with I don't even know what it was stuffed with. Prosciutto and maybe, but then he put a braciole out. A huge braciole.
Oh, man.
It was the best. I shouldn't say the best because my Aunt Marilyn makes a great braciole, but it was a great braciole.
No, just kidding.
Ship a
I
braciole.
didn't mean to call during the podcast. I was calling you in general.
Okay, let me call you back after.
All right, Dean, call me back. All right, rock on, bye.
Bye.
I love that song, "Highlight of My Life."
Yeah, but we played it last week.
No, we played it. We played it last week, but we're gonna play it live today.
Oh, you learned it?
I learned it. I'm gonna play it on piano, and you're gonna sing it.
You did? You really learned it?
We're gonna learn it. We're gonna play it live on the podcast because we should do that because we're performers and.
Okay. Stand here.
Yeah, this is "Highlight of My Life."
All right. What a game, I was in my prime, and how I shined. I was famed when I ripped a base hit down the line. This little leaguer in the crowd should have felt how I feel now. When did you learn this? You are the highlight of my life. I realize when I hold you tight, you are the highlight of my life. Simple days and quiet nights, the highlight of my life was not the big hit in the ninth, but you are the highlight of my life. gambling spree. Well, I lost a stack